Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I just am here, the creator and writer of the Honesty Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. Angel number 16, a little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence. And if it doesn't stop Charlemagne and God, it will not stop me. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to just try to do some really quick messages. All right, dear God, guardian angels and ancestors, what information do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages to me and through me. In God's name I pray. Ashe. Just do 2. Okay, this is not gonna work. So we just gonna keep the 3 that are up. The ones that I am putting back is transformation, acceptance, resilience, and balance. And so with that quick little message, I feel like a lot of us are going through a transformation right now, and God is just saying that we just have to find a way to balance find a way to balance the highs and the lows of a transformation, and also to accept that part of yourself that can no longer come into this part of the journey. Angel number 121. But the message that we're going to focus on right now is clarity, integrity, and power. With this message of clarity, integrity, and power, okay, so with this message of clarity, there's this angel kind of looking over like a horizon a little bit. And with this, it makes me feel like God is saying, make decisions within your integrity so that you can stay in your power. Wait for the clarity so that you can make a decision in full integrity, standing in your power. Because with this integrity right here, with this message of power, it feels like, you see how the angel is standing on here? Feels like it's kind of like standing its ground. So I feel like right now God is saying, whatever you're going through, I feel like maybe this may be like a rocky period. And God is saying at the end of this period, you're going to have clarity to make a decision, staying in your power. So if you don't have all the information that you need right now, I really get the vibe that God is just saying to just wait until you can make a decision when you're, really truly in your integrity. Like, I really, saying that statement makes me feel like God is saying, just don't make a decision in fear. Like, you may be, a lot of stuff may be going on right now, and you're not clear on what direction to go. And what God is saying, don't make a hasty decision based in fear, just because you don't know what's going on, but rather wait until you have all the information to make a decision in your integrity so that you can stay within your power. But don't take my word for it. I'm going to go ahead and go into our tarot, angel number 315. And look, right at this cut, I see the lovers with the 4 swords. And this makes me feel like God is asking us to think about how, the lovers are, 2 people coming together in a divine union. And I feel like what God is saying is that now is the time to meditate, think about it. And look, also you see the synchronicity of these colors, the blue, the red, the yellow, the blue, the red, the yellow. Angel number 347. So I feel like what God is saying is to just right now, again, don't make a hasty decision just because, you're feeling left out in the cold. Really wait until you have all the information. All right. God, clarify this message of integrity, clarity, and power. We had a card pop out. I'm just going to leave it over here. Clarity, integrity, and power. What do you want us to know? Got another card. Oh my God, that's crazy. The 4 of Swords came out again. Oh my God, this is kind of insane. Okay. Wow. Yep, I knew it. And then the card that popped out is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the 7 of Wands. I feel like right now you're working very, very hard, and I feel like God is saying you don't need to work so hard. Angel number 444. I feel like because things are not happening as quickly as you want it to happen, you may be feeling like you're running out of time, or like you have to, work harder to bring this change about in your life. But you have to realize true transformation is something that is outside. Let me calm down. True transformation is something that happens in a co-creation process, meaning this is something that happens between you and your spirit guides and your God. Like, it's a divine process. And so there's no amount of effort that you can do to bring across a true transformation, because things are going to happen when the time is right. And so what God is saying is that instead of like working hard, really take this moment to rest and to get clarity about what you really want. What are you really going after? Why are you working so hard? A lot of us are working very hard towards our passionate endeavors, or these side hustles, because we're trying to get out of a job, or because we feel like if we have if we once we attain this thing, then life is going to become great. But again, it's like, if you don't know what your picture of your happily ever after is, you can just work and end up in the same exact situation and have all these glittery and shiny things and be in your quote unquote dream and still feel like shit inside and still have sleepless nights. And so this is why God is saying, really take this time to sit down, get clarity on what you want in life, get clarity on how you want your life to go ultimately, how you want people to treat you. With these swords coming up, there's a lot of swords. I'm going to get to the rest of the cards. It has me thinking about the way that you communicate, and maybe how you communicate with others, how you communicate with God. And I feel like God is saying, like, right now, you're just doing things because you don't want to feel the way that you feel right now. And God is saying that feeling is actually telling you something. It's actually trying to give you information about what you ultimately want. And so instead of trying to work your way out of it, really sit in it. Really take this time to meditate. Stop working so hard. I think this message is for me because I was feeling a lot of guilt towards like not having that same energy and that same drive to keep, pumping videos out, to keep pumping out honestly sis articles. But I feel like, again, God is saying, like, this is not the time for all that. This is the time to slow down, to go within, and to really get clear on how you want the rest of this year to end. Get clarity on that. For integrity, what came out is the Hierophant. And with this clarity and the integrity with the Hierophant, it makes me feel like God is saying, take time out to really get clear on what are your beliefs. What do you believe to be true? Angel number 745, about the world, the universe. Because I feel like right now there's a lot going on that can be making you feel like you're running out of time. So that is why you could be working harder. There's a lot going on that makes you feel like, oh shit, like, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it. And I feel like what God is saying is you can't allow the things around you to get you to make premature decisions. You have to really ask yourself, what do you believe to be true? In your integrity, what do you believe to be true about where you're going in your life? Who needs to be in your life? Who needs to be a part of your journey? This is why God is telling you to take that time to pause and to get clarity. He's asking you to do this because you guys are having a lot of sleepless nights. A lot of sleepless nights. And for me, I still see this. You see this in this stained window. It looks like low-key the Six of Cups is in here. Is it the Six of Cups? Not the Six of Cups. The Six of Pentacles, where it's like the man is giving some to one and some to another, and then it's like this same pattern is here, the same pattern come down here with your beliefs. And so to me, it's like, what do you believe to be true about help and people coming to help you? And do you feel like you have there it is, you feel like you have to do a lot of stuff on your own, and so that's why you're working so hard. But you've been doing all this healing. You've been doing all of this. And oh, wow, this is so crazy. I just randomly happened to put these cards back down. And the clarity, this Nine of Wands It's 9 of swords. Is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 of swords was right under clarity. So again, it's like you guys are having a lot of sleepless nights. And you're looking for information. You're working harder. You're looking for information. But God is saying the clarity, what you really want, is not going to come from the outside world. It's only going to come from within. You can't work your way out of this. The last thing at the bottom is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is all about this man. He means what he's saying. He say what he means. He doesn't allow people to, cross his boundaries. To me, this is a man who... he's very some people may think he's a little cold-hearted, but the truth is he doesn't waste his time on things that are not within alignment with who he's trying to be. He thinks so highly of himself that he's not going to waste time going back and forth, having all these... If somebody's going to bring sleepless nights and confusion into his life, he's just going to cut them out, because he don't have time for that shit. He has things to go, people to see. He's very clear on his boundaries. And so I feel like for some reason I'm getting this energy that, just don't make a decision out of fear. Angel of 11:15. Just don't make a decision out of fear. That's really the energy that I get. I'm going to just get a quick message from the universe. Actually, I'm actually going to get a tool that we can use. Because this does feel like it's something, because it's with this inner, like, I'm sorry, but with like him working so hard, with the sleepless nights, and then like at the top of this, God is saying take rest and think about, meditate on your beliefs so that you can make decisions in your integrity with the King of Swords out here. It's like God is saying to do this so you don't have to be on guard so much, so that you can really truly start seeing your power and you can complete the cycle. God is trying to gift you a new beginning. But right now it's so much chaos going around that you can't make the proper decision on who should be around, who gets to come into this new chapter of your life. And I feel like there's people that are here to help you come out of your time of isolation, your hangman moment. But again, in order to get there, to get this fresh new start, you have to be willing to do something differently. Yeah, that's really what I get. It's like God is saying, if you're clear on your boundaries, then you don't have to worry about, being on guard so much. Then you can let go of this wounded warrior energy. But because you're having these sleepless nights, because you're not really clear on your integrity, God is saying that's why you need to take rest instead of working so hard. You're working so hard because you don't want to feel that way, and God is saying you're going, until you identify what's going on, you're going to always feel that way. So you gotta sit with your feelings. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. God, clarify this message of clarity. Clarify this message of clarity. Angel number 1327. Clarity, integrity, and power. The Four of Swords with the Hierophant, with the Nine of Swords and the King of Swords. Again, all of this dealing with communication, with the Wands being here, telling me how you communicate about going after your dreams. Why do you feel like you have to work so hard? That's why God is saying to reflect on your beliefs. I'm going to do something a little bit differently that I haven't done in a while. All right, God, clarify this message so that we can know. Clarify this message of clarity. Clarify this message. Say, don't do that. All right, so for clarity, integrity, power. Yep, I knew it. Okay. So, for clarity and the Four Swords, what came up is I am developing the skills to direct my thoughts. The most valuable skill or talent that you could ever develop is that of directing your thoughts towards what you want. To be apt at quickly evaluating all situations, then quickly coming to the conclusion of what you most want, and then giving your undivided attention to that, there is a tremendous skill in deliberately directing your own thoughts that will yield results that cannot be compared with results that mere action can provide. Remember, I told you you're working so hard because you think, oh, I got to work harder, I got to do more, and God is saying, no, you need to be focusing on the skill of developing. You need to work on the skill of developing, directing your thoughts so that you can focus on what you really want. The problem is you're working hard, but you're focusing on all of the stuff that's bad. You're focusing on all the things that's going wrong. But you're working hard saying, okay, if I hurry up, if I keep working hard, then it won't go wrong. But God is saying, what you need to do is stop working so hard, take rest, and really work on developing this skill of directing your thoughts. You know that you don't want to work so hard. You know all the stuff that you don't want, right? So God is saying, now focus on what you do want. Take rest on that so that you can get clarity on what you even working towards. I was recently listening to this interview with Nicole Kane, angel number 1603, and she was talking about how like all of these influencers, they work so hard and then they end up getting like these brand deals or some type of, a creative company, and then it takes them away from all the things that they used to do. And then it becomes too much work. And then she told the story about how Shameless Maya had this creative company. It was doing well, but she was miserable. She left that company, got married, and now she's just farming somewhere overseas, living her best life. Because I bet you when she was working hard, she wasn't really clear. She didn't really have the clarity. And maybe she did. But I think for a lot of us, we work so hard and we're not really very clear on what we're working towards. And so we work ourselves into a situation where we're miserable again because what we're really focusing on is not the new life that we want. What we're really focusing on is running away from our old life. So that's why God is saying, take that time, angel number 1711, to get clarity on what you actually want in life and focus on that. Don't focus on the bad anymore. For integrity, look at this, is so crazy. You can't even make this stuff up. For integrity in the Hierophant, what came out is, what do I want and why do I want it? You get the essence of what you think about, whether you want it or not. So again, you're working hard because you're trying to get out of this shitty situation. But the thing is, you're still thinking about the shitty situation. So what you're thinking about the shitty situation is you're going to, by the law of attraction, you're going to keep manifesting that in there. So even when you do work yourself to this new quote unquote level, you still have all of these remnants of the old life because that's what you were focusing on when you were building your new one. So that's why God is saying you have to develop the skill to develop your thoughts. Angel number 1803. I'm just going to read this bottom paragraph. You get the essence of what you think about, whether you want it or not, because the law of attraction is inherently consistent. Therefore, you never only are telling the story of how it is now, you are also telling the future experience that you are creating. So again, you can't just work hard. You got to also think differently. You have to work hard and think differently. Work hard and believe that you can have more. Work hard, work less, and believe that God is going to provide you with the resources to bring you in help. You see what I'm saying? For power, with the sleepless nights, I can't earn a living doing what I love. This is the problem. You don't really believe it. You don't really believe it. That's why you're working so hard, because you don't really believe that you can earn a living doing what you love. As you practice your more positive, better feeling story, in time, your pleasure will become the dominant vibration within you. And then as you couple your means of earning, the two will perfectly blend. There is no better way to earn money than to do the things you love. Money can flow into your experience through endless avenues. It is not the choice of craft that limit the money that flows, only the attitude for the money. So that's why God is saying, take a moment And think about it. Think about what the life you really want to build. Get clarity on what you're working towards. So that as you're working hard, you're not building more chaos, but you're building something brand new. What do you want? Why do you want it? When you acknowledge what you do want, and then ask yourself what it is when you acknowledge what you do not want, and then ask yourself what you do want, you begin to gradually shift into telling a new story what it is that when you acknowledge what you do not want, and then ask yourself what it is that I do want, you begin a gradual shift into telling of the new story and into a much improved point of attraction. So this is what God is saying. This is really why you're not really seeing the growth that you want to see, because you're split. You're focused on your goals. You're working very hard, but deep down inside, you're having these sleepless nights because you don't believe that you can earn a living doing what you love. You don't believe that there's a whole spirit team and God and stuff trying to get you to the end goal. You don't believe it because you don't see it happening in your life. But what God is saying is take this moment of rest and just believe that it's happening. Believe that there's scenes and beings working behind the scenes to get you to your end goal. Not because, you're working so hard, just because you're worthy, just because you want it. Last message for the King of Swords: appreciation and gratitude are different vibrational sets. When you feel gratitude, often you are looking at the difficulty you have overcome, but there is still some struggle vibration present. The state of appreciation is seeing whatever you're going through the eyes of Source. You could walk down a crowded street with all things that a lot of people would find a reason to criticize or worry about, and you would not have access to them because your vibration of appreciation is blocking out for you the things of a different vibrational nature. So this is why, angel number 2130, there's people in this world that, the world really feel like it's going up in flames, but they're having a great world. They're feeling okay because of the vibration that they're in. And that's not to say that they don't know what's going on. I feel what's going on in the world all the time, but I also don't. If I really sat here and felt what was going on in the world, I would be curled on the floor. I wouldn't be able to do anything. But because I can look at it, see what's going on, and say, oh, this is happening for the good. This is happening for the world's ascension. We're going to be better because of this. And this is the same thing that God is trying to say. You have to do the same thing for your life. Everything that is going on. I actually had a personal situation happen in my life where I kind of did something and I was like, oh, that kind of feels like the wrong Amber, or I made a mistake. And when I realized, I'm like, oh, it really wasn't a mistake, because what it did, it gave me clarity. It made me realize, like, oh, this is why I don't do this anymore, because it really doesn't feel good in my body. Before, you're thinking about all the bad stuff. You're thinking about all of the, the things that keep you up at night. But then when I actually allow myself to go through that situation, do the bad thing, make the mistake, and then I realize, like, oh, this is why I don't do this, because it takes me back here. It takes me back to this place where I don't have clarity. So this is why I don't do these things. Oh, now I have clarity. Now I don't do it anymore. I feel like God is saying you guys got to stop being so hard on yourself and know that, a part of being human is making mistakes. I was recently listening to a conversation with Gwendolyn Dole. I've been still running through the call with Erica Simon, which my Honestly Sis fam know I just actually had a whole article that's eventually I think is going to be on an archive, so I may end up linking that into this video. But she was talking about how the whole purpose of being a human is we were made to make mistakes. We were made to, feel depression and to feel heartbreak and betrayal and to feel triumph. And like, we as humans were created to go through the whole human experience. That's why we feel these things. And so knowing that that's the function of being a human, even when life isn't going quote unquote your way, you have to know that you're perfect. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, because that's what you were created to do. We were created to go through these peaks and valleys. And so this is why God is saying, know that there is no shortage of time or money. A lot of us, you may be working so hard because you feel like I'm running out of time because of the things that are going on in the world. But God is saying, no, You're not running out of time. You didn't wait too late. It's not, no, everything is happening exactly as it needs to be. And so when you find yourself in these moments of like a lot of confusion, take a pause. Start meditating more. Start doing your sleep hypnosis tracks. You guys know it's an article on Honesty Sis that talks all about that. And actually, oh wow, I just realized I have like all these resources. I'm gonna make sure I update the archive, because I actually have an article on Honesty Sis where I identify all of the tracks that actually helped me for real reprogram my mind. And you guys know, even this message came out because it also applied to me. There's still some work that I have to do on learning how to direct my thoughts and not focusing on the bad or not focusing on the past. And so I'm going to get back into that. I'm starting to get into some microdosing because I'm serious about really learning how to, deprogram myself and really tap into becoming the best that I could be. But ultimately, this whole message is coming about because God wants you to know that when you're confused, the answer is not outside of yourself. Your answer is not from me. The answer is not even in tarot. The answer is from inside. And so when you're confused, God is saying, take a pause. Go within, ask yourself, what do you want? Why do you want it? Get clear on your beliefs. There may be a reason why you may be working so hard is because there's some limiting beliefs that you need to die to. And so what God is saying is that when you find yourself in confusion, you're having these, sleepless nights, you really have to take that moment to go within, tap into your power, know that you can earn a living doing what you love to do or whatever you are struggling with. Maybe it may not be earning a living doing what you love to do. Maybe you may be struggling with your relationships. This is why you go within, to remind yourself that you're perfectly whole. Remind yourself that, as you get, what do you want? This is why God is saying, instead of working hard, feel your feelings. Ask yourself, what do you want? Why do you want it? Why are these feelings coming about? It'll give you the information so that you can move forward and ascend in life. This message of the King of Swords with the appreciation and the gratitude, what God is just saying is that when you develop the skill to direct your thoughts, when you get clarity on who you are, what you believe, what you want, that knowing that you can earn a living doing what you love, knowing that you're just a powerful being, you won't work so hard, you won't allow people to step over your boundaries, and then you also will be able to look at the things that are going on in the world and have appreciation for it and know that it is ultimately happening for our good and that there's no shortages of time or money. All right, y'all. That is actually all the messages that I have for you. I'm going to end this message with a cute little namaste blessing from the universe. Dear God, what happens if we from this moment on for the rest of the year? So we're in July, that's August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. We got 5 more months. What happens if for the rest of these 5 months we develop the skill to direct our thoughts, that we only focus on what we want, why we want it, and what do we want it. We only make decisions in our integrity, not working hard, not making decisions in fears, but really standing in our powers. When we having sleepless nights, not going outside of ourselves, but really going within, so that we can tap into a different vibration and be able to become the King of Swords in our life, God. What blessing comes when we develop the skill to direct our thoughts and have more clarity on the life that we want to ultimately lead. In God's name I pray, Ashe. Give us one card. I'm just going to take the top. And the card that we're going to do to end this blessing, angel number 2806, is the blessing of patience. A blessing comes disguised as a setback or delay from you guys working hard. A blessing comes as disguised as a setback or delay. This card is a confirmation that you are on the right path. With patience and perseverance, you will reach your goal. All is accomplished in perfect time. And remember, I started off this reading saying that we have to realize that as co-creators, we are working with a spirit team. We are working with the ultimate divine plan. And so if something isn't happening in your life, it's not because you're not worthy. It's not because you need to work harder. It's because maybe you need to go within, get some clarity, and make better boundaries and decisions about what you want out of life. All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. Angel number 28 2855. If you made it to the end of this message, you are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? If you made it to the end of this message and you really like this message, please give me a thumbs up. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. And in the words of my boy from, I wish I knew his name, but in the words of my homie from from Rap Shit, the baby daddy, it pay off to dream big. That small shit don't work. So dream big. All right, y'all. Talk to you soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you in a new video.